Hi, my name is Kate, and this is my channel, Chapter Kate. This is really weird because I've never done a video while standing up. I'm also wearing real pants, so that's 2 points for me today. Anyway, so this is going to be a very short video. It's been raining outside. I feel icky, but I felt like there was something I should probably talk about for a minute in this video. And that something is how you pronounce my username. Because I know that a couple of people have said it, and they aren't entirely sure how it's said or why it's the way it is. So it's not chapter 108. It's not chaptercviii. When I chose it, I thought it was kind of funny because chapter Kate rhymes with like chapter 8, which is a number. Could be a chapter number. But what I decided to do is I used to use a username that was just C8, all the time. I would do C8 this, C8 that. I had it on a t-shirt one time when I was younger, so I decided to do chapter Kate, but the 8 part is in Roman numerals. However, I know this can be confusing because C is also a Roman numeral for 100. But the way you pronounce my username is chapter Kate. So it's basically chapter C and then Roman numeral 8. VIII. 8. So, I hope that clears some things up for everybody in future videos, and I'm sorry if it's confusing. I'm a confusing person. Sorry. The second thing I'd like to talk about today is I made a Twitter account strictly for all my bookish conversations and bookish comments and thoughts and all that junk to be kind of correspondent with my, or I guess like related to my BookTube account. And I just want to talk a little bit about my first 24 hours on the Twitters. So there were some ups and some downs. Good, bad, uglies. I made some friends already, and that was nice. I got to, talk about some of the things that I'm making videos about. I made a poll. Only got 2 responses so far, but we'll see. I also had this joke that I've been saving for a while. I saw a book called The Miscalculations of Lightning Girl, and I'll post a thumbnail over here so you can see that. And when I first saw that book in Target, I thought it was really funny because it reminded me of Red Queen, because the main character gets called Lightning Girl a lot, and I thought it would be funny to be like, hey, Victoria Aveyard, Red Queen, more like this book, The Miscalculations of Lightning Girl. And I thought it was really hilarious, but not really, but kind of. And so I was like, yeah, typing it at Victoria. And then I was like, oh, cool, it popped up. Enter. And then I just pressed send because I was like, go for it. And then I get a little notification. It goes ding. And I look at it and it says, Victoria Schwab commented. And I was like, Victoria Schwab? A literary goddess, Victoria Schwab, added me. Exciting. And I didn't think about it until I read the tweet and it said, I'm not the author of this book, don't you? And I was like, what? And then I realized, oh no, it auto-completed the wrong Victoria. Because when I think in my head, Victoria, I don't think Victoria Schwab. I think V.E. Schwab, and I think Victoria Aveyard. Because that's just how my head works. And, of course, that was not what happened. And I embarrassed my life. It's autocomplete ruins lives, people. Ruins lives. So I was like, oh no, I'm so sorry. Apparently my autocomplete likes your name more because apparently I don't have a clue what to say in that position. And she's like, oh, it's okay, lovely. And I'm like, oh, you're lovely. This is not how I imagined our first encounter. I imagined it more like I'm a famous writer also, and then we can be best friends and, I don't know, go paintballing or something together. I don't know how to paintball. I can laser tag. I don't know. But that's not how I imagined my first experience talking to her. But that's okay. So, I buried myself in misery under a bunch of pillows and just sighed loudly for a while while my husband looked at me concerned. And then this morning I wake up and it says, Robert Beatty is following you. Now, if you don't know who Robert Beatty is, you should. He wrote the Serafina trilogy, like Serafina and the Black Cloak, Twisted Staff, Splintered Heart. I'm looking at them right now because there's a lot of them. Well, there's 3. Whatever. And I hadn't followed Robert Beatty yet, and I hadn't mentioned him in anything yet. And I don't think you understand. Robert Beatty did something amazing for me. He brought magic to where I live. He did magic and he brought fantasy to the Blue Ridge Mountains, which I grew up looking at from where I live. My school was named after it. I've been to 3 schools named after those mountains in one way or another. And so feeling stuck in a place that seems to have no magic, it was nice to read books that kind of brought magic to my home. And in addition to that, all of his books take place in the Biltmore house, the Biltmore Estates. It's in North Carolina, in Asheville, and I got engaged there. So it's a magical place for me. And then I read the books and it made it even more magical. So I saw Robert Beatty followed me on Twitter, and I like freaked out a little bit. And it was right when I woke up, so I wasn't sure if it was a dream or not. And then I checked again, and he was following me, so that was crazy. And I'm kind of freaking out, and I'm still freaking out because I don't know what to say. And I said something to him, and it was probably cheesy. I don't know. So it wasn't. It wasn't like a super eventful first 24 hours on Twitter, but I felt like it was eventful because I humiliated myself in front of one of my favorite authors, and another favorite author followed me out of nowhere, and that's my Twitter life currently. If you haven't followed me on Twitter yet, it's the same username as my username here, which is chaptercviii, C8, chapter C8, 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 C8. So, the window's open. I hope someone saw that little jig I just did. So I hope this cleared some things up and provided some entertainment for your what afternoon this is. Tuesday? Is it Tuesday? I hope this provided some entertainment for your Tuesday. If not, I'm sorry. But if you would like more of this junk, go ahead and subscribe below. Bye!